In the land of Elysium, a world vibrant and lush, where the trees whispered secrets and rivers sang lullabies, lived a young centaur named Braeden. With the upper body of a gentle shepherd and the lower body of a powerful stallion, he roamed the rolling hills of emerald grass and wildflowers, nurturing a spirit full of kindness and the desire to help every creature that crossed his path. However, beneath this benevolent exterior lay a heart heavy with the weight of his own insecurities and the fear of losing those he loved to the harsh realities of the world. His forest home, while beautiful, bore a haunting reminder of a past filled with imperfections, filled with fleeting friendships and heartbreaking betrayals. One sun-bleached afternoon, while wandering deeper into the serene depths of the cedarwood forest, Braeden came across a seemingly lifeless grove. The trees there stood gaunt and dry, their branches clawing for moisture like skeletal fingers reaching towards the parched soil. Unbeknownst to Braeden, this was no coincidence. A malevolent presence resided here, an ancient and enigmatic spirit bound to the land, whose sorrow had poisoned its very essence. As Braeden ventured further, he stumbled upon a peculiar sight, a group of small animals huddled together, their eyes wide with fear. Depleted of strength and hope, they whispered to one another about a fiery danger that threatened their very existence. "The flames! They rise from the valley, consuming everything!" cried a trembling rabbit, her voice quivering like a leaf in the wind. "We can't escape, our homes are burning!" As he listened to their plight, Braden's heart ached, and he felt the insatiable urge to help. Deciding he could not stand idly by while the innocent suffered, he dashed towards the source of the chaos, charging through the thick underbrush with determination burning in his chest. Upon reaching the edge of the valley, however, he was met with an overwhelming sight. A great inferno raged with unrelenting fury, greedily consuming the trees and wildlife, the flames ascending the sky like a demonic dancer. Amidst the cacophony of crackling timber and the desperate cries of forest creatures, Braeden spotted a lone figure trapped amongst the heat, a magnificent fire-colored phoenix, her wings aflame, soaring helplessly above the flames. "Help me!" she screeched, desperately flapping her blazing wings as she struggled against the inferno that enshrouded her. Braeden felt a surge of compassion, but uncertainty tugged at him. He had heard tales whispered in the wind about the dangerous nature of the firebird. Legends spoke of her fierce spirit and untamed ferocity. Yet his heart urged him onward. "I cannot turn my back on her in her hour of need," he thought, bravely steeling himself against the danger that lay ahead. He charged into the growing mass of fire, dodging falling cinders and thick smoke that enveloped him like a shroud. As he reached the base of the phoenix, he extended a sturdy branch towards her, struggling against the heat that licked at his body. "Grab on! I'll help you!" he shouted, hoping she would trust him, much like he had trusted the call of his heart. The phoenix hesitated, her fierce spirit wrestling with doubt. "You could get burned trying to save me," she warned, bewildered by the selfless act of a being she had initially feared. "What good comes from saving a creature like me? I have seen the darkness of both kindness and betrayal," Braeden replied, his voice steady despite the flames raging around them. "But I choose to act, believing that light can be found through even the fiercest flames." With a sudden burst of determination, she grasped the branch with her talons, and with a mighty pull, Braeden lifted the frail creature from the encroaching flames. As they stumbled out of the fire, bathed in the sunlight that dappled through the trees, Braeden felt relief wash over him as he gently placed the phoenix down into a patch of grassy warmth, safely away from the danger. The creatures of the forest, who had watched helplessly from the shadows, cheered as Braeden and the phoenix emerged unscathed. In that moment of triumph, Braeden released a sigh of relief, but his joy was short-lived. Instead of extending her gratitude, the phoenix lashed out, her beak grazing across his flank in an unexpected betrayal. "Why?" he gasped, pain shooting through him as he stumbled back in disbelief. "I saved you! I risked everything to bring you back from the flames! You foolish centaur!" she hissed, anger sparking from her embered eyes. "I have always been a creature of fire. I will always respond to my nature. You should have known the risk of saving someone like me." Braeden's heart plummeted as he clutched the wound, shock mingling with shame as the phoenix unfurled her wings, casting shades of crimson against the canopy. The adrenaline faded as his kindness faltered in the face of relentless reality, and he pondered the bitter lesson he had just learned. "I wanted to believe you could change," he whispered, more to himself than to the phoenix who had already turned to leave. Deeply wounded in body and spirit, Braeden retreated back into the heart of the forest, ruminating on the encounter as he journeyed home. Amid his anguish, he recognized an overarching truth: while acts of kindness are noble, expecting inherent change in others, particularly when their nature remains steadfast, was a trap set by his own heart. Real kindness, he began to understand, must be tempered by wisdom. His desire to see others transformed could not obscure their true, unyielding natures. Days turned to weeks, and Braeden continued to roam the forest, nursing both his wound and his heart. He encountered others, creatures which had once been dear friends who offered companionship and laughter, now shadowed by their histories of dishonesty and betrayal. He recalled their fires, ignited by jealousy, anger, and despair, all attempts to attract the kindness of those around them while hoping to avoid change. With every encounter, he found himself wrestling with the lessons learned from his encounter with the phoenix. Wisdom began to guide his actions in ways kindness alone never could. Rather than give endlessly of himself, he began establishing boundaries, discerning the hearts of those around him like a wise elder who could see through the tumult of their chaos. Months later, as the seasons turned and the air grew crisp with the approach of winter, Braeden returned to the valley where he had once saved the phoenix from certain doom. The landscape, once blistered by flames, had been reborn. New life sprouted amidst the ashes, birds sang, and flowers danced with the nourishing winds. It was there that he spotted a familiar figure gliding gracefully overhead, her flames licking the air in brilliant shades of gold and red. Though he felt a heaviness stir within him, a weight born from unfulfilled expectations, he called up to the fiery bird, the words emerging softly from deep within. "You burn me, Phoenix, and yet my kindness still remains. I wonder if one day you might see beyond your fire." The phoenix landed before him, looking down with eyes weary yet wise. "In that moment you taught me, dear centaur, something profound," she replied, her voice no longer drenched in anger. "I reject ignorance. I am a creature of fire, yet still, I realize that not all flames need to burn others. You acted on hope, believing kindness could free me from my innate peril, and while it stung, your bravery also ignited a necessary truth within me." Though their connection had once faltered under the weight of harsh condemnation, Braeden could feel a new understanding blossoming between them. It seemed both their journeys reflected the essence of healing, a bond born not of expectations but acceptance. "Wisdom can temper the flames of my fire. I will honor my true nature yet choose how to wield it," she declared, a promise lit within her spirit. As they stood there amidst the revived beauty of cedarwood forest, Braeden realized that he had triumphed not by changing another, but by transforming himself. He learned that to wield kindness, one must first cultivate wisdom, for only then can one navigate the delicate intricacies of connection without losing peace. An essential balance between nurturing one's heart and safeguarding one's spirit. In time, Braeden fully embraced the understanding that a gentle heart could only go so far. Some flames are destined to flicker and tempt those who approach. Others would only burn those who dared reach forth without wisdom. As he rejoined the embrace of kindness wrapped in a shroud of insight, Braeden understood that even a centaur could learn to dance with the moment of choice, acknowledging that not every flame finds solace in being saved. Instead, they must burn brightly in their own unique way.